7 million of every fantasy army is currently coming forward to attack 500,000 of every Earth army. The fantasy armies completely surround the Earth army. They've got positions over here with snowtroopers from Star Wars, Warhammer 40k Space Marines, they've got Freddy Fazbear in here, they've even got Knights of Rohan, as well as Zealots from StarCraft 2, and they're facing the north side, the uphill side, and they have M1 Abrams that they're going up against for the Earth Army, as well as U.S. Army soldiers. Further back here, we've got John Wick, who is leading the Earth's defense. There's also insurgent troopers back here, nuclear missiles. They're just TAC nukes, so they're a little bit lighter. Ghillie-suited snipers, which is a new unit we've never used before, as well as some United Nations soldiers over here. I know they say SWAT on their backs, they're just representing the United Nations because it's the same color of blue on the UN soldier uniforms. Back here, we've got the micro Uzi wielding troopers holding this small little fort, and they're going to be going up against stuff like Koopa Troopas, Ghost Face Killers, Halo Spartans, as well as, I forget who these guys are. Oh yeah, the Game of Thrones White Walker zombies. Whew, it is going to be a doozy of a battle. Do you guys think 500,000 Earth Army soldiers will win, or 7 million of the Fantasy Army troopers? Let's get into it. If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe with notifications turned on, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more in the future. Let's get into it. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Let's start with the top of the mountainside over this way with the M1 Abrams and see how this goes. Actually, I already hear firing. Oh, the ghillie suit snipers. Wow, they can fire like a mile away, can't they? Holy, and they're getting kills. They've already got 2,000 kills. I mean, I guess there are, I think, like 30,000 of them here, so 2,000 kills is not that good. They're missing a lot of their shots, especially against a massive blob of Koopa Troopas below, so that's not as impressive as I would have initially thought. Here comes all of these fantasy armies up this way. There are a few little nooks and crannies that the fantasy armies will be able to get through, like these mountain paths and stuff, but for the most part, they're going to have to head-on face these guys, which will be a bit of a nightmare for them. And here are the micro Uzis, which are just now starting to fire out at some of these Mario Koopa Troopas. Not all of them are facing the right way, but hopefully they turn around soon. Turn around! There you go, boys. There you go. Start firing into some of them Koopa Troopas. How much health? They have 350 health? Why do Koopa Troopas have so much health? How much damage do these guys do? Oh, God. Oh, they do not do a lot of damage. Okay, these Uzis are way weaker than I ever thought they were. In all this spraying, we've only gotten 3 kills, and we're right in front of them. So that's going to be a little bit rough. That's going to be a little bit of a toughie. So maybe this little fortress is not going to hold for nearly as long as I initially thought. I thought it would be kind of goated. It looks like we are going to have some of these ghost face killers coming around the side over here from the Scream franchise and getting up here. I must say, I watched the new Scream movie on the plane. I've seen every Scream movie. I first started watching them in college with friends, and I've seen like the newer ones that have come out. I think it was Scream 6 I saw. It was pretty mediocre. It wasn't as good as the other ones, I must say. But it is what it is, dude. Either way, over this way, the Knights of Rohan are being stopped in their tracks. These guys are actually very... Oh, we got some lag. Okay, that was weird. These guys are very, very slow. I guess they are heavy knights coming in, but maybe I should have used the Gondorian knights or some Urukai, because these guys are real slow. Over this way, we've got Zealots coming in, and Zealots are actually pretty powerful, so... This is going to be a serious threat to the U.S. Army, especially with them going up this flanking path on the side. Very few U.S. soldiers can actually shoot at these zealots over this way, and so it's going to allow those StarCraft units to kind of slip in the side and really get to work on them, and that's not very good. M1 Abrams are firing out, which is great. We need them firing a ton because they can get, you know, 40 or 50 kills with a single HE shot if it's a very, very packed group they're firing into. So those guys are going to be excelente to the battlefield. At the moment, we do have 217,000 dead Fantasy Army units and only 4,000 dead Earth units. That is a pretty impressive difference right there. Earth is really repping so far and doing a great job, but as more and more of the Earth army begins to die, they'll be less and less efficient on the battlefield, which will be a problem. There's also a mini fort right here, which is kind of cute. It's a little cute right there, boys. Okay, over this way, we got the Freddy Fazbears. Har, har, har. Charging in. Going real deep over this way, but they are getting gunned down quick. Right quick. A few of them are weirdly making it in there and actually karate kicking some U.S. soldiers to death, which, oof, woof, not great. Where are the chain swordsmen? Oh, there they are. So correct me if I'm wrong. I believe these are Chaos Marine chain swordsmen, I think. People are going to correct me in the comments because that's for sure going to be wrong, knowing me. Either way, they're pretty powerful units. In terms of them, there's only 30,000 of them on the battlefield. Same with the Halo Spartans and the Snow Troopers, because those units are all very, very powerful. In terms of like, oh, here are some of the Snow Troopers further back here. Oh, yeah, there's a few. Nice. In terms of the units that make up the most of the 7 million for the fantasy armies, it's going to be like the Knights of Rohan, the Zealots, which are actually a pretty powerful unit, Ghostface Killers, Koopas, stuff like that. More of the bulk mini units. But then there's some very powerful backbone units like those Snow Troopers and like those Chain Swordsmen who will end up doing some serious damage. Here we've got some of those Snow Troopers actually firing down from a distance over here, and that's going to be a serious problem because U.S. soldiers will start dropping due to that enemy fire coming on in, and especially the Abrams, I think, will get into some trouble due to that incoming fire. We've got like a mini little forest skirmish going on in here with Zealots coming in from all sides, attacking the Abrams and U.S. soldiers spraying fire into them, getting thousands of kills, but will it be enough? Only time will tell. I'm not entirely sure if the nukes are firing yet or not. I suppose we will find out. It seems like they're not really firing too much. They're pretty far away from the main combat, I will say. Over this way, we've got the Ghostface Killers coming on in here. Oh, we've also got these, I think, okay, people were telling me they're pronounced Sea Whizzes, I believe. Oh, a couple of them are already dead. But as you can see, they can fire like that. I think I just shot the UN. But they're pretty powerful. A couple of them are just dying, though, from stray fire, I think, coming in from, like, Red Spartans and stuff like that. They don't have a crazy amount of health. There we go. There's some shots out there. I don't know if it's going to impact the enemy at all. Nope, fell a little bit short. Yeah, so these things might die before they're able to be, like, all that effective or anything like that, which would be kind of sad. But, you know, it is what it is. Not every unit on the battlefield is going to live up to its full potential. But hopefully they do get a couple kills. It's phasing out before it can even reach. It's just too far. Oh, I think a nuke just went off, and that caused all that lag. Yes, there's bodies everywhere. A nuke definitely went off right there. Oh, look at this. Some of the insurgents back here are getting flanked by a number of zealots over this way. Holy cow. Yeah, look at all these guys coming down sneaky beaky like from the top of the mountain over this way. Wow, they have whole hordes on top of this mountain. That's crazy. Yikes. Oh, those Snow Troopers are providing really excellent cover fire, and they're actually gunning down a lot of these modern soldiers over here now. That is no bueno. No bueno at all. The M1 Abrams still surviving down here, though, which is good to see. Currently, the fantasy units have 6.1 million soldiers left alive, so they've almost lost 1 million soldiers at this point, which is a substantial amount, and the Earth Army has 415,000 soldiers left alive, which is a pretty good amount in themselves, but obviously they are taking some L's. Here come those chain swordsmen, and they are doing some dirty work. Oh, more lag. Another nuke must have gone off right there. Holy cow. Or something. All right, so why don't we go into our first time lapse here, and we can observe, I guess let's do the top up here and see as these guys come in against the modern U.S. Army. So yeah, let's check that out. Alright guys, so we've definitely got some trouble up here for sure. These chain swordsmen are a lot more powerful than I think I ever anticipated, so they're doing a good job here, and a lot of the US Army back here is starting to get really picked at and killed slowly but surely, and the Freddy Fazbears over here especially. But in that short period of time, there's the Fantasy Army has been knocked down to 5.4 million soldiers, meaning 1.5 million are dead, and 150,000 US Army soldiers and UN soldiers and insurgents, etc., are dead as well. So both sides taking significant losses. It seems like this side with the United Nations is doing so much better though, although looks like there's a number of White Walkers just moseying their way on in here. These guys should not be lasting this well. How are they being that strong? They only have 350 health. You guys should be able to absolutely dominate these guys. I mean, they're taking them out, but they're getting up there. And look at this. Koopa Troopa charge coming in, but the nukes go out. Yeah, buddy. Nuke them, baby. That's what we like to see. Hopefully those nukes stay up for a while. And then down here, we've got the micro Uzis still spamming fire out here, holding this mini fortress for an exceptionally long period of time. These guys are actually doing pretty great down here. Well done, boys. Well done. Keep it up. Keep it up. Oh, another nuke is going up towards the top here, and it explodes right there. Where's John Wick at, by the way? Is he still alive? Is this him? That is him. Juan Wick. Still in the house, although he's pretty low health, I will say. You can go ahead and spam a little bit of fire out there for my boy. You know what? Let's go in. Let's go in. Let's give John a good old-fashioned send-off here, because he's going to die soon anyway. He's only got 1,200 out of 10,000 health left, so we might as well use him to get some good kills here, get up close and personal, and get nice and accurate. Help out some of these modern U.S. soldiers up here who are definitely having a little bit of trouble against zealots, chain swordsmen, Freddy Fazbears, all at once. I mean, it's a lot coming at them on their plate all at once. It's a lot to deal with, so we're going to try and help them out a little bit. We're getting a significant number of kills here, 175 already. I mean, we're basically capping a bunch of these guys with just huge amounts of damage output, but sadly, we can only really shoot one at a time. Oh, we got completely surrounded and clobbered. I did not realize those guys were coming in the flank there, and we ended up dying. Holy cow. Wow, this is the end of the U.S. Army here. Oh, unless we got some in the fort. Okay, there's a few in the fort, but not much, honestly, which is kind of sad. Yeah, this is the end of the U.S. Army right here. They're getting surrounded, and then it's going to be up to the insurgents here. How did already all these insurgents die? Oh my god, we're just getting railroaded through by these guys. Oh my goodness. Almost 2 million kills for the modern units here. But at the same time, they've only got 200,000 soldiers left, which is not an ideal number. Alright, let's time-lapse the insurgents' defense over here, and hopefully they can kind of hold out for a while against these zealots, because we need them to, dude. Wow, insurgents over here get nearly curb-stomped right away. Wow, okay, the Fantasy Army is wicked strong here. The UN still got a good presence, and those nukes are still going off, which is great, but I think overall this is probably going to be a fat L for them. 4.7 million fantasy units still exist on the battlefield. So let's go ahead and do a big overhead time-lapse of the UN here. We can see firing away, and some insurgents up top over that way firing away as well. But let's let this ride for a while, and then if this thing really crumbles so fast, we'll go ahead and buff the defenses for the Earth Army and try and give them a real shot of winning, because right now they are just getting curb stomped. Well, folks, that's just about it. 2.5 million kills for the Earth Army, and the Fantasy Army absolutely dominates with, well, all of the Earth Army dead. So, let's go ahead and revamp. Alright, guys, we have buffed... Oh, we got a little lag when we started recording. That's okay. We have buffed the Earth Army a significant amount. Okay, we're getting small lag spikes, but that's alright because there's a lot of units on the battlefield now. 700,000 Earth Army units versus 7 million of the attacking units. So let's go ahead and just press start yet again, and I'll go over what we've done. So we've increased across the board the number of units that the Earth Army has, just to make them a little bit bulkier. And the most important part of that is that we buffed the number of nuclear missile systems. So they have 100 of those now, and they have 100 Sea Whizzes. And down here, these are now North Vietnamese soldiers instead of the dual SMG soldiers, who I think these guys are a little bit more powerful than the dual SMG soldiers. Maybe not. They're only doing 9 damage to those guys. What the heck? You guys have full-on rifles. Okay, so these guys might not be the most powerful, but now there's 100,000 of them on the battlefield protecting this fortress. They're basically just going to be cannon fodder anyway, while the ghillie snipers hopefully do some serious sniping here, because that is going to be essential to this battle. So we're relying heavily on the modern technology, managing to do a lot more this time around, as well as just strengthening numbers for the Earth Army as well. So we'll see what happens here. I'm really hoping that the Earth Army can survive against this fantasy army this time around. But now that I thought those North Vietnamese soldiers were going to be so much better than they are, but it's become apparent to me that they're kind of trash. These guys kind of suck. I mean, I don't know if they're going to get that many Koopa kills, so that is definitely a little bit of a wrench in the plan here. Not something I really accounted for. I thought they were going to be better. I really did. We'd probably be better off with the dual SMG soldiers down here instead of these guys, but it is what it is. We'll find out how this ends up going, and the bulked up army lines hopefully end up making a difference in total here, because we really needed to. We really needed to. At the very least, we've got 200,000 dead fantasy army soldiers, 4,000 dead Earth Army soldiers. Let's go ahead and get our first time lapse going of round 2. Okay guys, only a little bit into this thing, and things seem to be going better for the Earth Army in general. Right now we've got 1.26 million kills for the Earth Army and 50,000 for the enemy army, which is a pretty good split up actually. The Earth Army does seem to be doing a little bit better this time around, and I think their increased numbers is definitely helping out. Also, the North Vietnamese still somehow actually surviving down here, so maybe I counted them out a little too early, and they're actually going to manage to do a little something here against the Ghostface Killers, the Koopa Troopas, and the White Walkers, well, the White Walker zombies from Game of Thrones. So that is very good to see. We've also got the United Nations troopers over here holding out a lot better than they did last time around. So that's very good too, and that's because they have like another 100,000 troopers at their disposal, which is incredible. Also, more nukes means more boom booms, and thusly we have a much stronger defense all around, because we're seeing nukes going off pretty much every which way. Very helpful. Very good stuff. Over this way, what do we got going on? We got the UN fighting some of these Game of Thrones White Walker zombies over that way, so that's going to be a little bit problematic, but doesn't seem too big of a deal thus far. I think what I want to do is I do want to time-lapse the North Vietnamese over here, because you can very clearly see their lines here, and we can see how they're getting surrounded and how they're slowly deteriorating. I just think that would look kind of cool in time-lapse form. Okay, things are falling apart again for the Earth Army during this time lapse, which sucks. Spartans over here shooting into the North Vietnamese, which really sucks for them because they're getting killed pretty good. But at the very least, they have some choke points here that they're holding out at pretty decently. Right now, oh, lag spike. Right now, 185,000 Earth Army soldiers are still alive, but there's still 3.4 million of every fantasy army still alive too, and they're just crushing them, man. I think all of the nukes might be dead. Maybe not, because I'm still seeing bodies flying through the air, which usually means a nuke shot landed. But I'm not really seeing a move at all. Maybe 1 or 2 are still alive, but I think the rest might be dead. We got Freddy Fazbear's coming on in over this way and crushing a number of these United Nations soldiers. The UN, again, holding out the longest. Here's some insurgents over here, also still holding out a little bit, but not incredibly. Some Knights of Rohan coming down from the top right now. It's brutal. Oh yeah, there is definitely some nukes still alive as we nuke Freddy Fazbear there, which is hilarious. There's another nuke, kind of a waste of one because it landed in the exact same spot as the last one. Oh, more nukes. Okay. Hey man, as long as there are nukes still kicking, there's a chance, and that is... that's what they said during World War II, baby. Why don't we just go ahead and do another big overhead time-lapse here and see what happens. I think this will be another Earth Army defeat, but, I mean, you never know. Never say never. 162,000 Earth Army units left alive and 3.2 million Fantasy Army units. We have shockingly witnessed greatness here during this time-lapse, boys. There's still 400,000 of the every fantasy army units coming forward here. But, I mean, these guys are doing it. I think it's a combo of the nukes. Oops, didn't mean to place that, but there's no way to get rid of it, so that's fun. I think it's a combo of the nukes actually still being alive and killing a ton of these fantasy army units. And on top of that, the United Nations managed to hold out, man. I mean, look at these body piles they formed up. Absolutely insane, crazy stuff. And also the distraction of the North Vietnamese over here only having just died, I'm pretty sure, and these guys now heading up to the United Nations. So it's a multiple factors as to why exactly we're about to get an every Earth Army victory here. But it's pretty crazy that it ended up this way, because I really thought they were going to lose again and we'd have to redo this battle one more time to finally get a victory. But not the case. Just 105,000 of them remaining, and they're actually freaking doing it. Now, every fantasy army did end up getting 574,000 kills at this point, which is a staggering number of kills and only leaves 1/7 of the defending army left alive. So really, this was the perfect number of troopers to give them for them to actually get a W. But again, there were 7 million fantasy army units alive on the battlefield, and now there is a mere 320,000 still attacking. So an absolutely crucial battle for Earth here against the armies of fantasy. Oh, there goes another nuke. I think the nukes helped so much, dude. I think those nukes, it cannot be understated how much they helped. Oh, and the insurgents up here still alive too. I'm actually kind of shocked that these guys managed to survive this thing, but it looks like they killed a number of Knights of Rohan. And of course some zealots and Freddy Fazbears and snow troopers and the whole shebang. So you know, they were pretty good themselves up there as well. Whew! Well, it's good to see this victory, man. This W. Let's find a good spot to plop our camera for the end match here. Well, seems like they're still coming up over this way. So let's get a nice zoom in time lapse here. That'll be kind of fun to see. All right, well, now there's just 50,000 fantasy army units remaining. So let's go ahead and unleash the hordes of the defenders. Why not? All right. Oh, they might be team 2. Hold on. Yes, they are team 2. Okay. Just go do whatever. Just go do whatever. Just go have fun, okay, out there, boys? Go have a nice time. Go kill some people, okay? Some ghost face killers. Go kill them. Okay? Yeah. So now they're going to go attack. It probably will lead to increased losses for the defenders, but I mean, They're at a secure point where they outnumber them by double, and most of the enemy is melee, so I mean, the melee tends to go the way of the ranged, so it's probably okay. Why don't we just let this ride, boys? Why don't we just let this ride? Alright, and there we go. W for Earth armies, finally. There's still 160 fantasy army units, but I think they're all glitched because everyone's just firing in that area. And 102,000 Earth army units still alive, which is very, very impressive. I'm very glad they got the W, but of course, you know, the fantasy armies did get the first W, and a lot of Earth army units did end up dying by the end of this thing. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.